Hello everybody, this is Chaos with Chaos Esports Productions and NoDiceGaming bringing you game number 7 of tonight's Clan War. We've got Miraculous Gaming going up against NoDiceGaming, and NoDiceGaming is on their last player. Which means...
oh dear.
He's got, what, 3 more games that he has to win in order to, like, push it out? So he's definitely got a big mountain to climb. So... let's go ahead and introduce our players spawning in the upper right-hand corner here on Teardrop Stronghold. For Miraculous Gaming, it is going to be Teardrop.
And in the top left, sporting the red trunks for NoDiceGaming, he is the last hope for their clan. Can he pull it out? It is Clockwork.
Okay, ZVZ Teardrop should be interesting. Now, this map is like macro city.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, 100%. Like, no question.
Skinny ramp, extra base in main. I don't even know. I don't like calling it a natural.
Yeah, it's like...
it's kind of not.
It's more of a give me.
Yeah, it's more like, hey, who wants a free base? Because there's one.
Now, it is kind of interesting that we have Clockwork going ahead and doing that really, really early scout. Going to go in, check. He's going to see, hey, there's a guy here. Now I need to check if there's a natural. No spawning pool, so we're looking good. And
bam! Bingo!
We have success. So Clockwork's pretty confident on what's... ooh, he's going for the extractor first, which means we are probably going to be seeing some really, really heavy aggression. He's actually just chilling out his drone, trying to maybe be cheeky or something. I don't know.
Yeah, but that's going to be good. I mean, this is kind of one of those odd maps because it's so... I don't know if you want to say metagame breaking. It's just so odd because of that extra base. Some players are like, well, I know he's going to be macroing, so I'm going to be hyper-aggressive.
Uh-oh. It looks like Progex is having some issues.
Yeah, hopefully he gets back in here, no problemo. But yeah, it's one of those things, you know, sometimes players just like to exploit the fact that, hey, you might be a little bit weaker because I think you're going all in on, you know, super, super duper fast. No, Progex throwing out a little sorry, no big deal. That's good.
Yeah. So Clockwork both hatcheries are done.
Ooh, Teardrop stopped short. He didn't see the gas. Stopped that Overlord like 1 hex too soon. You can see the edge of his vision, but didn't see that extractor.
That could be a problem.
That's really nice for Clockwork.
Yeah. So
I wonder if Clockwork just assumes he saw it because he was so close.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a small mistake. The question of the day is, will he see it in time? I mean, I don't see it turning into, you know, a whole lot. I would say that Teardrop is probably going to go ahead and get out a handful of lings just in case. But, you know, I'd say for the next minute or so, both players are going to just be like, drone in!
Yeah, it really depends. If he goes like hyper aggression, it'll pay off because he's gonna have it. No, but Teardrop's gonna go ahead and block the ramp already. So clearly fearing something incoming, but it looks like now Clockwork going the other way and just gonna throw down a third.
Yeah, so lings are just passing by, saying, "Hey, how's it going?" And yeah, so. I don't know. I really don't know what to expect on this. There's, you know, I've seen so many builds on this where it's like, okay, he could go Roach Hydra. He could go for some type of Swarm Host play. Oh, remember that one game? I'm pretty sure it was you I casted with it for that, the game that was like Swarm Host, Swarm Host versus Mech.
Oh, yeah, and there just wasn't quite enough mech, and it was just like a push of death.
Yeah, the never-ending push, as we would call it.
Was that on Frost?
No, it was on this. It was totally on this map because they spawned. The Zerg player was in the upper right, and the Terran player was in the lower right.
Yeah, and then it was just he came in from the side of the third, correct? Just sieging up.
Yeah, he put his army down kind of at that middle base that's between the top and the bottom of the map on the right hand side, and just sieged up, kind of right on the left hand side of it, and just basically kept throwing swarm hosts at the third.
So it looks like a little update for you. It looks like Laird just now finishing up for Teardrop and a little bit behind for Clockwork, but no big deal as he has a third much, much quicker. So
Yes.
both these guys kind of, Day 9 really likes the term convergence. Both their builds are kind of melding into very, very similar things, even though they're not getting things in exactly the right order. They're getting all the pieces that they're going to need.
Yeah. And my guess is we're probably not going to see a whole lot going on until probably another 2 minutes or so. Because I mean, we have our first set of roaches coming out of Teardrop, so it looks like he wants to be the slightly more aggressive person. Granted, we do have 20 links coming out from Clockwork. So what do you say?
Yeah, we'll have to figure it out. And just the odd thing is that 1-1 is coming up for Teardrop and no upgrades, and that's why Spire going down for Clockwork.
Yeah, so actually, Teardrop is going to be morphing in that Overseer, trying to get a little bit more intel, see what the heck is going on. Granted, he did see all of the lings just, run by. So
There is like 20 roaches. That's a lot of roaches.
Yes, indeed. And with those queens there, those lings aren't going to be getting a whole lot done. And now that Glial Reconstitution is finishing up, I think Teardrop is going to say, you know what, I've had enough fun of sitting back at home. I think I'm going to roll out. And we will have to see whether or not he does choose to do that.
Well, I think you are incorrect there, Chaos, because PDs are not banelings, so they cannot roll. So that was silly of you.
Yep, that was silly of me. What was I thinking?
Worst mistake you've made all day.
Yep, clearly. Clearly, I'm just not fit for this job.
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
Yeah, so 1-1 just now going to finish up here, and Teardrop is going to put himself into a really good position. A very nice surround by all these lings. There is just too much here. Waiting for some of those banelings to get in here so he can connect. Really just needs to get a good enough engagement to get a surround on this. Banelings coming in here, going to connect a little bit, but Banelings versus Roaches doesn't really do a whole lot. Roaches are still outlasting, and it looks like this third base is potentially going to go down.
Yes, potentially there's 10 Muta popping out, and more on the way. Teardrop, Clockwork, going to try to clean some of these up, but going to need a lot of Muta and a lot of good hits, and immediately 4 Spore Crawlers go down, as I think Teardrop thinks that he's got this pretty well if he can just, withstand any sort of Muta play.
Yeah, I mean, he threw down the Hydra Den, which I think is the best option he has at this point, and, 2-2's on the way, so it's just going to be basically boil down to whether or not he can actually deal with these Mutas in a sufficient amount of time to let the Hydras get out.
We will have to see. He's going to come in, pick off a Queen, which is nice, get a little bit of damage done. Oh, a nice little transfuse going down. Looks like he will get out of there.
Yeah, so we've got 19 Mutas out so far, which is definitely very, very nice. But we do have Hydralisks. 11 of those going to be popping out here very shortly. Ooh, that's definitely a nice little win for him, getting a lot of those Overlords. And
yeah, this will be 7 if he gets these 2. 5 instead. Ooh, but going after the Spore Crawler. Nice little move there.
Yeah, going to be able to pick off one of those Spore Crawlers. 3 shots of a Spore Crawler will take out one of those Mutas, so he definitely needs to be a little bit careful about that. And yeah, I think the Muta aggression is going to kind of start to slow down a little bit. He's probably going to do a little bit more poking around, looking for those spare Overlords, as he's done a great job of keeping Teardrop supply down very, very low.
6 Overlords picked off. That's solid 600 minerals. I mean, that's not quite like picking off a base per se, but I mean, it's certainly nice.
So, third base being rebuilt for Clockwork, definitely a must-have for him at this point. It really is just going to boil down to what kind of ground army that Teardrop can muster up. If he can muster up enough lings and maybe a handful of banelings in that. Ooh, going to pick off a couple Hydras very, very nicely. And definitely getting a lot of those Hydra countdown. Nice little win for him.
Yeah, I think he only lost one Muta there. Very, very nice. I mean, there's not an overabundance of Hydras. I mean, if he can whittle those down, say with Banelings or something, the Mutas can easily clean up all of these roaches. And he's going to kind of come in from the backside and just, I love this, being just a little bit annoying, making sure he can't quite fully engage with absolutely everything. Yes. I really like the moves here from Clockwork.
Yeah, but Teardrop's got himself into a very, very nice position. Going to be able to take out this third base, trying to position his Hydras in a good enough position to get away from these Banelings, but it looks like the Banelings will connect finally. And will there be enough here, though? The Muta's coming in here, getting a lot of damage done, and with there only being minimal number of Hydras left, I think the rest of this army is actually going to get cleaned up.
Yeah, it depends on how much damage. I mean, he's already taken out that base, and what else can he do? He's trying to stop the flow of roaches coming in. I mean, the Hydras are taking it out, but maybe not quite quick enough. I mean, if they can maybe get the lair, that'll be really devastating.
Yeah, I mean, he's doing a lot of damage to the economy, and really there's not a whole lot. With the upgrade advantage that he's got, these roaches are just surviving. They just keep on thriving. And he's actually going to get out there with a couple of them. So
somehow, some way, I mean, 26 Muta, not enough. But now, I mean, Clockwork's got a big Muta ball, so if he can do something with it, you know, it's kind of one of those things. If he can attack in a good position, maybe he can get something done.
Yeah, a whole bunch more spine crawlers and Hydras are being made, and you know, basically it's going to boil down to, can he hold? That is really what it's going to boil down to, because it's going to take so long to rebuild. Hydra is actually getting some nice shots off, taking one of those Mutas out immediately.
Oh, we'll have to see. I mean, those are 2/2 Hydras. That's a little tough. I mean, that 2 armor mitigates so much Muta damage. And those bounces go down so significantly.
A couple Overlords going to get picked off. Granted, there were a whole bunch of extra Overlords that were made, and the Spore Crawler is still getting some damage done. I'm not sure if this is the right choice. Obviously, he's getting the Hydras out of position a little bit, but with these Lings coming in here, the third base is definitely definitely going to be hard to keep up.
Well, I like that. Focus him on the Spore Crawler, trying to cut those down, thinking that maybe he can take the Hydras.
I don't know. There are a lot of Hydras there, and Teardrop's supply is just continuing to rise. I mean, Clockwork really hasn't been making a whole lot of units. He's only been focusing on, you know, getting his bases back up, and a couple more Mutas are going down for free, which is never a good sign.
He's clinging on for dear life as he is the last hope. Clockwork just establishing that third base again, so hopefully maybe he'll get the gas to catch up, and maybe if he wants to just continue this Muta aggression, maybe he can. But right now, I mean, there are how many Hydras? 27 Hydras and 22 Muta. Not a place that you want to be in.
Yeah, I mean, with the Hydra DPS increase that they got over the last patch, I'm gonna say that's gonna be a very, very hard battle to take. And it looks like Teardrop says, you know what? I'm done sitting back at home. Time for me to get out and do something.
Yeah, I mean, just so you know, I mean, just the actual DPS output of the Hydras, so ridiculous. They do more damage than the Mutalisks, you know, minus not a whole lot less than with the bounces, and then on top of that, they attack literally about twice as fast. So they are just devastating and not very fun to deal with.
Yeah, so Roach is going to go in here and try and pick up a lot of these Banelings. The Lings are trying to get a decent surround, but there are just not enough of them. Banelings going off and not really getting a whole lot done. Hydras are going to town on these Mutas, and the Mutas are going to fall very, very rapidly, and GG is going to be called, giving Miraculous Gaming this clan war. I hope you guys enjoyed the casting here from myself and Danny Soar. Appreciate you for coming on in and doing this with me. Danny, did you die?
No, I just you're on such a roll there. Your voice is just so fantastic. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. Always enjoy these clan wars and chaos. We're gonna have some cool events coming up here in not too long.
Yeah, so if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that follow button down in the lower left-hand corner. If you enjoy the casting, come see me and Danny cast for No Dice Gaming and all sorts of other stuff that I do here on my channel. And next week, we will be casting a No Dice Gaming tournament. The players have yet to be announced. I think it's going to be a 4-player tournament that will be casted at the No Dice TV Twitch channel, so feel free to go follow them over there. I believe it is NDTV. If you put them up in your search, I'm sure you'll find them in Twitch. So I hope you guys enjoyed the cast. I think that will be it for the day. Danny, do you have anything else you would like to plug?
No, I think that's about it. You can go ahead and follow me at TD_the Dannysaur on Twitter. But apart from that, keep an eye out. We don't have details, as we said, about that that tournament next week, but I can promise you guys it should be pretty cool.
Yeah, so also feel free to follow me on my Twitter. It's at SC2Chaos with a 0. And I think that is it. So I hope you guys enjoyed the casting, and we will see you guys next time.